Hello, I've been waiting for you. Welcome to my initial review and unboxing of the DJI OSMO Mobile 2. All right, so let's get this box open. There you are. All right, guys, this is a DJI OSMO Mobile 2. And in case you don't know what this is a gimbal. And a gimbal is something that you put your phone into, and it's going to pivot about different axes in order to keep your phone stable while you're walking, running, doing activities. So normally your phone may have some stabilization, but it's not going to be as good as having a gimbal. If you put this in here, it's going to keep it super steady and get those really nice cinematic, smooth shots while you're kind of hanging out and doing activities. It makes it look really good. And this thing's coming in only $129, which is a really groundbreaking price from something from DJI, which is a really well-known company with a ton of features like Active Track, where it can actually touch on something or touch on yourself, and it's actually going to track you as you move throughout space. So we're talking about features. We're going to do an unboxing. I want to tell you guys what size of phones fit into this, so you can have an idea, is this going to work for your phone or not, and for the case that you have. And we're just going to go over the various aspects of this. And then in future videos, I'm going to do a full review and go over some accessories as well, including how to mount a microphone to this. So stick around, make sure you subscribe and check out betterlifereviews.com, and let's get into it. But it's pretty exciting if you're like a content creator like me. Something like this is really going to be pretty game-changing in terms of, being able to make more professional videos and product shots and that kind of stuff. If you're a casual person, also awesome for like Instagram stories and that kind of stuff as well. It's got a lot to offer, so I don't want to build it up. I'm not saying that I'm biased at all. It just seems like a really cool product, so I hope it lives up to its claims. All right, so we get a legit full instruction manual, which is actually kind of abnormal. DJI support, which is cool. And then a bunch of this safety stuff that no one ever reads. All right. Very nice packaging continues. So I'll talk about videos already of this. So you get this really nice kind of case. I wasn't sure actually if it was like a legit case or it was kind of more just like something that protected in shipping. But if you look at it now, it looks really good. So it does definitely seem like a case. So it holds it well. It pivots there. It actually locks here pretty well. So that was kind of my concern before, is that why are they going to include a case, but it's going to open pretty easily, here, and that'd be a huge risk. But actually, it's very sturdy. It's kind of hard to open there. So it's actually going to be really good for storing this for transport and that kind of stuff. And it's not super big. This is probably, sorry, I'm American. It's probably 12 to 18 inches, probably 16, 18 inches tall. Silica packet. And this, of course, is a charging cable that we get. And then the actual Osmo. Looks pretty good. Now, definitely this is made out of it's kind of a plastic, like a polycarbonate or something. And it feels pretty good though. It's got this kind of rounded hand grip part right there, so you can grab it nicely. Now, there's not a whole lot of tactile stuff in here. It's not like there's any kind of texture, but otherwise it feels very good. It does feel obviously a little bit top heavy, but once you get things balanced up, it should be a lot better as far as that goes. And then here is going to be the port where you use this cable to actually charge the device. I don't know if there's any power in here or not, we'll see. So it says you can press and hold the mode button. But so as you charge it, it should take about 2 hours to charge. Then that will increase to being all 3 of those being full, and the light should turn solid as well. So that's for charging it. It should take about 2 hours. This provides you with 15 hours of power, which is pretty amazing. Let me get this out of here so we get a little more better contrast. And then here on the back, that's where you can plug that cable or another one into the back of it. And then plug that into your phone, which I don't think I have handy right now. Oh, I do actually, yeah. Oh, but this says USB Type-C. So here's my phone with that USB Type-C. And and this is micro USB. So if some people were complaining that it's micro USB, I think from a manufacturer's perspective, it's going to be kind of hard, to switch over to USB Type-C, because this is kind of like a cutting edge type product right now. But you have to consider that a lot of people have micro USB. All you need is an adapter, USB-C adapter. I'll actually link some of those below that I found. It's like 2 for $6, and by Anker, I believe. And they've worked really well for converting to USB Type-C if you need that to charge your phone. But this is good. This is also probably about, I'd say that's probably 2 feet long. So it's going to be a good length to use to charge your phone or charge a device without being super long as well. So it's nice to include that. And this feels, it feels pretty light in your hand, definitely. If you're considering getting like another gimbal, like a Ronin or something like that, they're huge, or even like a Zhiyun crane. It's gonna cost you, probably $3,000, $4,000, up to like $1,000 or more for a full-on camera gimbal, which I would like to get at some point, but it's definitely great for now, so I'm excited to have this product. Anyway, this is the mode button to change different settings in the mode. This is gonna be your joystick to move things around. It's not working currently, so we'll get more into that. And then this is going to be the shutter/record button for the device. And then over here, we're going to have the move up and move down to do a smooth zoom, to get wide and to get close with a zoom. So now people were complaining a little bit too, of course, that as you do that, you're going to increase the it's a digital zoom, so it's not going to be a true like optical type zoom, or like actually moving closer to something. So there's going to be some degradation of photo or video quality when you're doing that. But I mean, there's really no way around that. It's a, it's a phone, so you only have so much room to go. But it's going to give you the option to do a really nice cinematic zoom. And in my next review, the full review of this, taking it outside and doing some more stuff, I'll get into that. Now on the bottom here, there is this 1/4-inch mount, which is super awesome. I actually have some accessories for this as well, like a little mini tripod thing. You can get a base from DJI if you want. And that's going to be $10 for the base to put this in and stand it up, so it's super cheap if you want. But I actually prefer like a fold-up tripod, so that's going to allow you some more flexibility in terms of carrying it and not being so bulky and that kind of stuff. Additionally, I also have another mount as well that I'm hoping to have come around here and be able to hook a microphone into. So stay tuned for the next video. I'm actually going to link that up above in the cards when that video is complete, which should be very soon. And that will be about the accessories for this and how you can hook a microphone, any kind of microphone, but I'm specifically going to use the Rode Video Micro to get some better quality audio out of the phone, while also being able to use the gimbal feature. And of course, you can charge your phone from this. Now, this itself lasts 15 hours with things being well balanced and without having to charge your phone from it. So that's a super long time. I mean, there's no removable battery anymore, but there is 15 hours, which probably no one's ever going to use in one day. That'd be the entire day, like no sleeping, live streaming all day. So I don't think you're going to do that. But overall, looks awesome. So let's get more into talking about some features and how to balance up your phone and how to use this. All right, so now we're going to go over some specs as well as mounting and balancing this horizontally and vertically. So I have a Samsung Galaxy S8, and this works fine with this gimbal. So what they say is that it's 485 grams, or about 1.07 pounds, and that you can put phones in the gimbal of 58.6 to 85 millimeters. So the biggest phone I could find when I looked it up was a iPhone 8 Plus, and that is 78.1 millimeters. So you're fine with that, it's still gonna be well within the limits. However, if you were to add a OtterBox Defender to that, the case, it's a big case, then it would be 91.4 millimeters. So that would be too big for the Osmo, something to think about. Now, even more importantly than that, you can see I have a little ghetto charging thing set up here. So you can see this charging currently. But so the important thing to consider is that you can put a larger case on it. And it's kind of cool, this will actually stand up. But the thing about it is it's actually made more for phones without a case. So if we put this in here, it has this kind of spring clip, which I'm not crazy about, to be honest. But so you can see it will hold my phone officially. The width is fine. But the problem is that there's this groove here, right? And the phone's really meant to sit into that groove. So you can use a bigger phone or a wider case, but then you're kind of depending upon just the friction to really hold your phone without actually sitting into that groove. Where if I take that off, the case off, which I really don't like to do because then there's a risk of breaking your phone. It does look nice, but the If I do that, and then I put it into here, you'll see that now there's a much better, much better grip. It holds much better around the phone, and it really just sits in there, the way it's supposed to. So really, I would say if you get this, you're not really going to be using it with a case most likely, because they're kind of risking then dropping your phone. It doesn't fit as well. All right, so moving on then to mounting and balancing. It's a little bit tricky. You have to consider the way that you're actually going to be putting it into the phone, into the gimbal. So, because it can kind of get flipped around and it makes you a little bit confused. But if we're going to do horizontal mounting right now, we have to consider that it's going to be like this when you're actually going to be using the gimbal. So the arm coming around here. So it could almost look okay like this, like, oh, it's vertical, right? But actually what you're doing is you're putting it like this, and then you're going to push this in to pretty much meet there. And then what you're going to do is you're going to try to move this arm here to balance the phone left and right. So you can see I'm slightly too far that way. So I can then move this, I think, out a little bit. See, then it's a little bit too far. It does take a little bit longer actually than I thought it was. I wouldn't say it's difficult. It's more difficult in the other orientation. And then you're just going to tighten this knob once you get that correct. And then what you need to do with that is then put your phone kind of like upside down. And then you're going to move this mount. The whole thing actually just moves to get it then centered left and right that way. So it's kind of weird that it actually just kind of moves like that. But it does. So you keep pushing. So you can see now my phone is flat, and it also centered the other direction as well. So now when I put it like that, it's going to look pretty much perfect. And now I am mounted and balanced in the horizontal direction. All right, so let's move on to mounting it vertically, which I think really is the most difficult part. Now I'm sure after doing this a bunch of times you get used to it, but initially it's kind of very disorienting. So you want to put it like this. That's how you're going to actually hold the gimbal, and you'll see that now we're in horizontal orientation, right? So the phone would go into this. You're going to want to loosen this dial in the back, and then you're going to help the thing to pull it out a little bit, and then you're going to rotate it to a vertical orientation, and then tighten this knob down. That's really important. Make sure also the gimbal is off when you're doing this, or else you could damage it. It wouldn't work that well. So when you're doing this, you're going to put your phone in roughly halfway into the mount. And then you have to actually hold it upside down like this, and you'll see that it's tilting that way. So what I want to do then is push it back this way in the mount. It's a little bit too far to get it to be balanced that way. Now it is very close to hitting this part, so it's another concern there. And it could also hit some buttons on the side. Okay, so we look like we're pretty good there. It's staying flat. Then you're gonna put it up like that. And then you have to use these knobs here to try to center it this way, which is also very strange. So with mine actually, if I put it that way, it's actually gonna go more that direction. So I have to go the whole way in to the very most part, and then tighten this down. Make sure these both tight. And then even so, I'm still leaning that direction. So then I have to actually take it and push it in the mount over to being pretty close to being far left. And when I do that, you'll see that it looks pretty well balanced. Now here we're very, very close to hitting. I think at this point I'll be fine. Well, it does hit there a little bit actually. Now see, there will be fine as well. And then you'll see that it is balanced pretty well. Okay, so we finally have it where it's actually positioned correctly, and it looks like it's left and right and up and down. So it's definitely doable. It's not like you're solving a physics problem, but it is more difficult than you might think, and it does take a little bit of time to switch between horizontal and vertical. Now if you keep it in one mode, horizontal or vertical, say you're doing some Instagram stories, you're gonna keep it like this and that's your primary mode. You're in a social media, then you're good to go. Or like you're a content creator and you're making YouTube videos and you're primarily gonna do the horizontal landscape mode, then you're gonna leave it in that one mode and you'll be good to go. But I mean, this probably will take you a minute or two once you actually get used to it to switch modes as well. So it's not that difficult, but something to think about. All right guys, so now we're gonna download the DJI Go app, which is really essential to getting this gimbal rolling. So just go to the Play Store or the Apple App Store. You'll search for DJI, which I already did. And then it's kind of confusing because there's a couple of different options, and it says for drones since P4 or for drones before P4. So you can go to more info and you'll see it's really just for drones, so it's actually not the right one. So we go down here, DJI Go for products before P4, which is really confusing, right? But if you read here a little further, you'll see that actually it says it's for gimbals and it's added support for the Osmo Mobile 2. So that's the one that you want. I also tried scanning the barcode that's in the instruction manual. Didn't have a whole lot of success with that. It's a large file, proceed. All right, so the app is downloaded. We'll just open it now. And you either need to sign up or you can log in. Now I noticed that when I try to sign up, it keeps saying connect to a network, which I'm on a network, so it doesn't make sense. And log in, I had similar problems. So what I actually did was went to DJI.com, created an account there, and then I should be able to log in here. So that's kind of unfortunate. Seems like a glitch right now, but I can put in my password, email and password. So now it says there's a new FlySafe database update, which I'm not actually doing a drone, so I shouldn't need that, so I'm going to ignore that. I want to make sure that we're actually powering this on by holding it for 1.5 seconds, letting it turn on, and then you're going to let the green light turn solid. Make sure that Bluetooth is enabled in your phone as well. So it is. Then we're going to choose our device, which is none of those. Okay, Osmo Mobile 2, then we're connect device. And we're going to choose the actual device and hit connect. And it says connecting. Okay, then it says activate your Osmo when you connect it for the first time to receive a 1-year warranty. So you can activate that if you want. Okay, it says activation success. And then now I can feel actually that it's grabbing things. So we can skip this. And there we go. So now it says there's new firmware update available. So we can update the firmware. I'll download that. Start the upgrade. All right, guys, so here we are. Everything's all charged up, ready to go. If you can see by pressing the M button, all the lights are lit up, means it got full battery. Now if you want to start this up, you just want to press the M button for about 1.5 seconds. It will turn on the gimbal, it'll stabilize the phone, and you'll see that this light turns solid green. Then you just want to touch the DJI Go app. It will remember the previous connection since we already paired it by Bluetooth and kind of launch through all the menus and everything. It does take a couple seconds to kind of get going, not too bad. So we'll just bypass all this. And then we'll be into the app. Now there's a tutorial screen here initially if you want to kind of take some basic steps on how to operate this. However, we'll just bypass that for now. And there you can see we're looking towards us. Now if you want to look the other direction, you're just going to triple tap the M. And that's going to reverse the direction of the camera. Especially going to be good for, you know, when you're in vertical mode as well. And then there's a couple operations you can do. Now you'll see that if I put this down and up, it'll kind of more or less follow the direction of my hand. However, if I want to keep it steady in one axis, I just touch this M real quick, the mode button, and then it'll keep steady within that axis that I rotate. Cool. Then I can zoom with this lever on the left. Zoom in, zoom out. And of course, start and stop video with the record button. If you want to change to photo, then you just need to manually touch here and change those settings. The apps are different for Android and iPhone, so it depends on which phone you have. We'll kind of go over that a little bit in the future here as well. So there's some basic functions. There's lots of other functions like hyperlapse, time lapse, motion photo, all those things I'm going to cover in future videos, so make sure you guys stay tuned. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe and like this video if you like it. We're going to roll out lots more videos and take it outside and do some tests and various scenarios and kind of see what I can do to be creative to put this to the test. And we're also going to go over accessories and how you can accessorize this, how you can put a microphone on it to get the best sound out of it, and lots of other features related to this. So we'll cover all that stuff here in future videos. Stay tuned. And if you don't pick this up, I'll put the links in the description below. Currently, it's available only apple.com initially. Now it's available mid-February 2018 at DJI.com. And it's available for pre-order at places like B&H and Adorama, stuff like that. So I'll drop all those links below. If you want to pick it up, please do so through those links. And I'll update that as well as things come out. Make sure you stay tuned for future videos, like I said, coming up soon. Hope to see you guys. Have a great day.